Well, what do I do when I have so much sexual energy? What do I do with it?
Oh, that's another really good question. I'm so grateful that everybody's willing to submit these questions. It's awesome. So what do you do with so much sexual energy? It's interesting because there are some people who have a far more active sex drive than others. And so they're far more inclined to be looking for sexual experiences than others. It's just kind of an interesting way that we're naturally composed, if you will, or naturally wired within our brains and our physical bodies. And so something that we often talk about is simply being able to engage in behaviors that we are finding as being in alignment with um, our value system and also our responsibilities, essentially. So, in other words, if we have a significant other with whom we have a sexual relationship, certainly engaging in that kind of an intimate relationship can be a healthy behavior um, in terms of being able to experience the sexual drive that, or act on that sexual drive that we're experiencing. But also there are other behaviors that we can start to implement in our lives that are very helpful. One of the things that I like to talk about is acceptance of it. Number one. Number one, being able to say, hey, it's great that my body's working. It's great that I have a sexual instinct that is strong and healthy and powerful. Isn't that wonderful that I'm wired that way and that I'm able to feel that, and my body is working the way it was designed to work. So acceptance of it is, I think, one of the very important things, and we can feel a lot of positive emotions around that if we accept it in that way, and that's a huge help. And then number two would be just some other healthy behaviors that can be rewarding in other ways. Um, Finding ways to connect with people in a non-sexual way can be very rewarding too, and it can help us to be able to balance the ongoing sexual drive that we do experience. So connecting with other people, finding activities that are rewarding to us in healthy ways that are acceptable, and that we feel good about as a way to balance out those sexual drive experiences, that can be helpful too. I think it's kind of interesting is if you sit and think about something all the time, it essentially becomes everything that you do, right? If that's all you think about, it's front and center in your mind all the time, and it can be a bigger challenge. Whereas if it's not something that you're always focused on, it can be better managed. And so I think, truth is, when we work with someone who's trying to recover from addiction, we talk about a lot of different things. We don't just talk about addictive behavior because there are other things that are relevant in that person's life. And so I think being able to say, well, yeah, sexual drive is a big part of who I am, but it's not all I am. There are other aspects of your life that you can also focus on and be rewarded by. We could talk through different ways to do that, but I think that's something that could be helpful as well.